Let's talk about the best microphone for shooting videos on your phone. Although I primarily do cooking videos, this will work for any niche. First, I'll talk about the type of microphone that I would recommend and why. Then, I'll share 7 microphones ranging from $20 to $350 and discuss why some are better than others. Afterwards, I'll share a few accessories that you need to get this to work with your phone, and at the end, I'll explain why I wouldn't recommend an on-camera shotgun microphone. So there's really only one mic that I would recommend for cooking videos, and that's going to be a lavalier microphone, also known as a lav mic. A lav mic is most useful when you want to capture audio from someone that is moving around a lot. So if you're cooking or prepping your food and bouncing around the kitchen, this will be able to pick up your audio because it's attached to your shirt or clothing. I personally use a lav mic for a majority of my cooking content. And one of the cheapest options is going to be a wired lav. This type of mic plugs directly into your phone. PowerDevice makes a great wired lav for $40, and it includes a 6-foot extension cable so you can get pretty far from your phone and still capture great sounding audio. Depending on what phone you have, if there isn't a headphone jack built in, you will also need to buy a corresponding adapter to plug the TRRS 3.5mm jack from this particular microphone into the adapter to connect to your phone. You can wear this lav mic on your shirt or apron to capture audio when you're talking to the camera or for voiceovers. And you can also clip it onto something and place it close to your cutting board or pan to capture great audio while you're cooking. This is a great budget-friendly option, but the cable can get in the way if you're jumping around your kitchen a lot. The next level up from this is going to be a wireless lav mic system. Wireless microphones include a transmitter and a receiver. Some might even include 2 transmitters, and if you got the money, I would recommend going with that option. The receiver is meant to connect to your camera or phone, and it receives an audio signal from the transmitter, which is worn by the person speaking. The transmitter can be clipped onto your shirt, and it has a built-in microphone to capture your audio. Depending on the brand you go with, there are also microphone inputs on the transmitter. So you can plug a wired lav, which is sold separately, into the transmitter. And this allows you to put the transmitter in your pocket and then clip the lav onto your shirt, which is much smaller and less noticeable than the larger transmitter. The reason why I recommend buying a wireless mic system with 2 transmitters is because it gives the option to mic 2 people, or you can wear one mic to capture any on-camera talking stuff and place the other transmitter close to your cutting board or on your stovetop to capture great cooking sounds. Here are my wireless lab recommendations from cheapest to most expensive. The cheapest wireless lab that I found on Amazon was only $20, and I bought it just to try out, and honestly, I am very impressed with the quality. It comes with 2 transmitters and 1 receiver that plugs right into the bottom of your phone. Test, test, test. So here's an audio test using the $20 mic setup that I got off Amazon. I think if you're on a budget for $20, this thing is totally worth it and you're gonna get the job done. They make another version that works for Apple or Android devices, so just make sure that you buy the correct option when you're purchasing. This does plug directly into the bottom of the phone though, so you won't be able to plug in any other accessories like a charger or an external monitor, so just keep that in mind. Part of this video is one of over 80 video lessons in my Cooking Creators course. I'll teach you everything there is to know about how to plan, film, and edit cooking videos with just your smartphone. There's also modules teaching social media strategy to grow a following, and a module talking about ways to monetize your recipes and get brand deals. I'll have a link in the description if you're interested, and if you stay till the end of this video, I'll have a discount code on the screen that can save you an additional 20% off. Next up, for around $70 is this Holland Lark wireless mic. This is the mic that I plan to use for filming all of the cooking content in this course with my phone. And this comes with 1 transmitter and 1 receiver. The build and audio quality is much better in this device compared to the $20 option I mentioned earlier. It uses a 3.5mm cable to plug into your camera or phone, and you'll need to buy an adapter or dongle to use this with your specific phone if it doesn't already have a headphone jack. Holland Lark also makes a version that comes with 2 transmitters for around $130. Godox is another popular brand that makes a number of wireless microphone options. Their Godox MoveLink mini mics are fairly new and they range between 80 and 120 bucks, depending if you want 1 or 2 transmitters. They also include a case that is also a charger, really small transmitter microphones, a receiver, windscreens, and depending on which kit you bought, you'll get 3 adapters to plug into your phone or camera. The downside to this kit is that you cannot plug a wired lav into the transmitter, so you'll need to wear the transmitter mic to capture your audio. The upgrade to this is the Godox MoveLink M2 wireless microphone system for 200 bucks. It's pretty much the same thing but a little bit bigger, and the transmitters have a mic input, so you can purchase a wired lav separately and plug this into the transmitter and then clip the lav onto your shirt and tuck the transmitter into your pocket. They also sell an M1 version with only 1 transmitter for only $100. Rode is another popular brand that makes wireless mics ranging between 150 and 400 bucks. The Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone system is about $300, and it's pretty much the same thing as the Godox MoveLink 2 kit, but the Rode system also has a digital recorder. What that means is the mic system can record and save audio separately on the device as a backup. This is great if you messed up somehow and forgot to record audio on your phone, or it didn't get plugged in right and it didn't capture anything you said to the phone when you were filming. You'll still have audio that you can pull from the recorder, but you'll need to sync it with your videos with some editing software. You can plug a wired lav into these mic transmitters, and I think the only downside to this system is that there's no charging case. You gotta plug everything in separately. And the last option that I would recommend is going to be the DJI wireless mic system. This thing is going for 330 bucks, and it's basically the same thing as the Rode Wireless Go 2, but the transmitters are a little smaller and it comes with a charging case. Almost all of the wireless microphone options I mentioned have a 3.5mm cable to connect to your phone. So you'll need to make sure that you have an adapter or dongle to connect them to your phone if your phone doesn't have a headphone jack input. Most of these wired lav systems will come with 2 types of cables. You'll want to make sure that you have the TRRS cable. Most, if not all, phones will only connect to a wireless mic or wired lav mic if it has a TRRS cable. You can tell if your cable is a TRRS cable if it has 3 black rings on the connection. That 3-ring plug will always be the one that goes into your phone, or the adapter that will go into your phone. If your wireless or wired lavs aren't connecting to your phone for some reason, this should be the first thing that you check. So you might be wondering, well, what about a shotgun mic? And I have and use these all the time, but they only really work well if your camera is less than arm distance away from you. The further that you are from your mic, the worse the audio quality is going to be, especially if you turn around or to the side while you're talking. A lav mic is going to be the best option because it's clipped to your shirt, less than a foot away from your mouth. It's also the most universal because it can be placed anywhere, like right on your cutting board or near your stove, to capture some awesome cooking sounds. There are ways that you can get your shotgun mic closer to you or your food, but you'll need to buy a bunch of other things to hold and connect your mic to your phone. It also just takes more time to move all this stuff, and that can be a pain when you're rushing to get shots while you're cooking. A wireless lav is going to be the best option in my opinion. So that's it for mics, and I'll have a bunch of links below to all of the mics that I mentioned earlier in this video. I'll catch you in the next one.